Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. So let's start with a number that's pretty hard to ignore. $10 billion. Now, this isn't some company's valuation. According to reporting from the Wall Street Journal, this is actually the success fee that the US government is poised to collect for its role in brokering the deal to restructure TikTok. So, what is this deal exactly?
Well, this fee is the outcome of a really landmark agreement that fundamentally changes the ownership and the control of TikTok's massive US operations. Let's unpack the mechanics of how this all went down.
To really understand the agreement, we have to look at the key players involved. You've got ByteDance, which is the Chinese parent company. Then, on the other side, you have the buyers, a group of American investors that includes Oracle and Silver Lake. And right in the middle, acting as the broker, and now a direct financial beneficiary, is the US government itself. You know, the heart of this deal is really a forced shift in ownership. Before all this, the Chinese firm ByteDance had majority control. This new structure, however, forces ByteDance to spin out its US business into a new, American-controlled company. So now, US investors have significant ownership, and ByteDance is left with just a reduced minority stake. And this was all done to address stated national security concerns. So why is this one platform the subject of such an unprecedented government-brokered deal? Well, the answer really lies in this number, around 170 million. That's the size of TikTok's user base in the United States, which makes it one of the most strategically valuable digital assets in the entire world today. Okay, so let's move beyond just the mechanics of the deal. We need to analyze its deeper significance. Because this event, it's more than just a single transaction. It really signals a fundamental shift, a change in the relationship between state power and corporate finance, with the government taking on a role that looks a lot like an investment banker. And that brings us to the central question this whole situation raises. When a government brokers a multi-billion-dollar corporate deal and then collects a success fee, what does that really say about its evolving role in the global economy? The lines are, without a doubt, getting blurry. What we're seeing are the signals of a major paradigm shift. First, governments are starting to behave like financial institutions, especially in these high-stakes geopolitical negotiations. Second, national security isn't just some side issue for corporations anymore. It's become a primary force that can completely reshape who owns a company. And finally, platforms that control data and attention are now being seen as strategic national infrastructure, on par with things like ports or power grids. So, where do we go from here? What are the implications for the future? Well, we are likely seeing the dawn of a completely new era for corporate strategy, an era we can probably define as the age of geopolitical M&A. And this has very direct consequences for professionals like us in the technology sector. So what is geopolitical M&A? Let's define it. It basically refers to government-forced mergers, acquisitions, or restructurings of companies, especially those tied to rival geopolitical powers. The main driver here isn't market logic. It's national security strategy. And which sectors are most exposed to this new dynamic? Well, the front lines are going to be in areas that are considered critical to national and economic security. That, of course, includes artificial intelligence, semiconductors, social media platforms, and all the cloud infrastructure that powers everything. This brings us to the ultimate takeaway from all of this. For anyone who works in or invests in global technology, the landscape has fundamentally changed. The whole calculus for international expansion and corporate structure, it now has to factor in this new political reality. I think this statement captures the point perfectly. The TikTok deal may be remembered as the moment politics fully entered the global tech cap table. This isn't just a temporary intervention. It's a structural shift in how global technology companies are going to be built, owned, and operated from now on. Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, use the QR code at the beginning of this video to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. We also encourage you to subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.